Hey everybody, welcome to the Armory today. Today I got an interesting one to show you. So, if you're not familiar, I'm about to make some hand loads for my M95 Steyr carbine, and it is chambered in the original 8x50 Austrian, and it's loaded with these little stripper clips that eject themselves after you fire the last round. This is a neat little rifle, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. But here's an interesting thing that I came across years ago. So this is all original ammo, and original ammo is unbelievably expensive and very, very hard to find. It is considered obsolete. Nobody makes it. Nobody makes components for it. It is essentially come and gone. But I've had a bunch of rounds that I purchased years and years ago. I actually thought they were Lebel rounds at first, but no, they were actually Steyr rounds. But if we can get a look inside the case, well, I'll just break the surprise for you. It has a single flash hole, which is really interesting. Now, the history of primers is kind of unusual all in its own. Hiram Berdan of Civil War fame and Berdan rifle fame invented the Berdan primer back in 1866, I believe, is when it was patented. And customarily, it uses two flash holes. Now, the American Berdan primers are used mostly overseas. America uses the British invented boxer primers. I always found that terribly ironic. But this is something different that I don't know if anybody has ever seen before. We have a single flash hole, Berdan, primed. And basically, I just don't know. You can kind of see, there you go. You can really see the anvil raised up in the center there around the flash hole. It's a very unique style, and I don't believe anybody else ever used it, or at least not in very big numbers. But I came across this, and I was very confused as to what the heck is this. So I thought I would attempt to pop a primer out. I did not know at the beginning whether this was actually boxer primed or whether this was something unique. And it is something unique. So I found a punch that is just barely small enough to get inside that flash hole. It is not a standard size flash hole. And of course, I have misplaced or loaned out my flash hole tool. So I can't find my flash hole sizing tool. Otherwise, I would have used it, but found a nice little punch, got in the hole, popped the primer out, and sure enough, it is a Berdan type primer in that little hole. And this is something that I don't think anybody else ever used. So, a unique thing about the 8x50 rimmed Steyr. So, this is an original cartridge. It uses a very large bottleneck case and a round tip long heavy projectile. That was replaced somewhere in the interwar years, if I remember correctly, by the 8x56. Now, the 8x56 is a super common round. It is still made by many, many companies. Very easy to find. And what I'm going to do, I actually have 100 brand new 8x56 cases. And I think I'm just going to size them down to 8x50. Now, if you have an 8x50, the biggest problem you're going to find is getting resizing dies. There's only one company that I know of that makes them, and it's CH4D dies. They are the only one that I know of that makes it, but these actually neck down real nice and easy. The idea behind 8x56 was they went to a Spitzer style 8mm bullet, and they wanted to re-ream the chambers so that there wasn't such an egregious jump between the round nose bullet chamber with a Spitzer bullet and you understand. So by lengthening the case by about 6mm, it actually comes out that you can run a Spitzer bullet and just a little bit longer of a case, and you're all fine. So that's basically what they did. They changed the angle of the shoulder a lot. The 8x50 has a very sharp shoulder. The 8x56 has a very, very tapered shoulder coming up to it. But they're both very, very fun to shoot. And I'm going to be making some loads for my rifles. I actually have two rifles that fire the 8x50. So I'm going to make some ammo for it. I am not using a round nose. I'm just going to use a Spitzer bullet. It's a lot easier. I don't believe anybody makes round nose bullets in this size. So I'm just going to use Spitzer bullets. They're fairly inexpensive. And it'll be a fun range day with a straight pull M95 Austrian Steyr. So I thought I'd show this to you. I think this is really neat. Something different, something you're not going to see every day, and you learn something new. So I don't know if the pocket of the primer hole is the same size. You may be able to ream. It looks like it's a little smaller than a large rifle primer. May be able to ream that out and knock down the anvil in it and reuse it, but that's going to be an idea for another day maybe. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.